And welcome to another live stream watch along reaction. This afternoon, we're watching and reacting to Wales versus Canada, a international friendly. Canada's second friendly in the window. Of course, they have just beaten Romania a couple of days ago, and now they're going to play Wales in Wales. Swansea is where they're playing, the home of Swansea City FC. Starting 11s are as follows for Wales. In goal, we have Adam Davies, the back four of Williams. We have Ben Davies. We have Ben Cabango and Ronan Capacchio. We have midfield two of Charlie Crew and Jordan James. The front three of Harry Wilson, or a midfield three of Harry Wilson. We have Mark Harris, Dan James, and up top, we have David Brooks. For Canada, we have Dane St. Clair, the back four of Richie Larea, Derek Cornelius, Luc de Fougereau, Segor, the midfield four of Ali Ahmed, Ishmael Kone, Nathan Saliba, Tejan Buchanan. Up top, Jonathan David and Tenny Oluwaseyi. Teams are about to walk out and have their anthems played. Canada wearing their white, Wales wearing their red, which completely makes sense because those are their colors. So, anthems to be played for friendly 2 of 2. 2 European friendlies been played. Let's see how Canada does. 1 win, we know they have. Will we get a second win for the Canadian men's national team? A draw or a loss? Hopefully a draw at worst. Anthems to be played. Canada will get theirs first. Of course, we'll have a double live later tonight for the USA-Japan game, Jamaica-Trinidad, but we'll get there when we get there. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. We're good. I mean, I saw the score. I didn't see the game. I was watching the Suriname El Salvador game. Pretty good game, as you could tell. I mean, did you not see the review I did? Draw for Panama, Guatemala, though, which is still kind of shocking, I won't lie. Welsh anthem. That I'll be covering it. Trinidad and Jamaica, I'll be covering it. I'll be covering it. One, Prime Minister. Second of all, John A. MacDonald was the first Prime Minister. Starting 11s. It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was MacDonald, yeah. Starting 11, Davies, Capaccio, Kabongo, Davies, Williams, Crew, James, Daniel James, Wilson, Brooks, and Harris for Wales. It had to be, right? But it's Prime Minister, first of all. Referees. It was John MacDonald. Yes! I knew I had it right. Damn. The first Prime Minister of Canada was John A. MacDonald. Yes, I knew I was right. Toronto, or Canada, starting 11. Dane St. Clair, the back four, Segura, De Fugero, Cornelius, Larea, Ali Ahmed, Kone, Saliba, Buchanan, David Oluwaseyi. I don't know if Crepeau took a ball off the face. They took him out of the squad. I don't know if he's really hurt or they're lying just so Jesse Marsh has his guys starting and there's no questions about, even though they said it was going to be one for each. You know, I guess even he knows it's a big goalkeeper controversy. So they just send Crepeau away. Probably a precaution. I don't know if he's completely hurt. Taking a ball off the face probably hurts, but concussion? Prime Minister became a thing in 1867, but full-on independence from the UK, I think it was 1982 was actually their full-on independence, which, to be frank, isn't even really a thing. You can't even say it's full-on. I mean, the Queen is still, but I think when they got their true independence and they got their own flag without Union Jacks and all that was 82. Now, the prime ministership started in 67, 26. It's either 8, but even then, you can't really say they're truly independent when you still have the king as a head of state and the governor general. You are still a part of the Commonwealth to a point where you still have the king as a head of state. Are you really independent? And we're off. Are you truly independent? Yeah, fair enough. It's bullshit. Suarez's punishment is bullshit, in my opinion. No, because 3 games is he spit at somebody who was a elderly staff member of the Sounders and stepped on his foot to spit on him. In my opinion, Suarez should have got more than 3 games in the league. He's either going to retire before the next season. Yeah, 6 Leagues Cup games is something if he would actually be still playing by then. And even then, who's to say Miami's in the tournament? Who's to say? Well, I'm sure if they make Champions Cup, they'll still be in Leagues Cup. Oh, wait, they're already in Champions Cup. Oh, yeah, because they made the final. They're still going to bullshit the Open Cup to be in the Leagues Cup. Who's to say Suarez plays next year? He shouldn't. So A 6-game suspension? Yeah, it could be taken out if they make a final. If they go all the way, yeah. That'd be 1 year, but he probably doesn't give a shit. What they should do is they should have suspended him 5 to 10 games. Hell, they should have suspended him for the rest of the season when it came to MLS. But no, because it's Miami. I'm sure if a Seattle player did it, if a Seattle player did what Suarez did, they would have been suspended for the rest of the damn year, let alone maybe half of next year too. Playing forward is Canada. So I don't. 2 minutes in, 0-0. Going down the box. No penalty. I think it's complete bullshit. I think we've way past the point of that. What's the point of it now? He's pretty much cooked anyway. I think he should have had a psych eval 10 years ago. You bite 3 guys. Maybe you should have had a psych eval 10 years ago. Shot by Wales? Nope. That does not fall for a shot. How we doing, Dillon? Like, what's the point of giving Suarez a psych eval now to play football when he's almost done with his career? He should have had one 10 years ago. You bite 3 guys, that's almost worse. I mean, spitting's not right. You shouldn't spit on anybody either, but, I mean, if I had to choose, I'd rather be spat on than bit. If I had to choose. I don't know about you, but I'd rather be bit than spat on. I'd rather be spat on than bit. It's both dirty, but, you know. I'm talking antagonistically as well. But, you know, I don't know. I feel like Larea's feet got taken out by Capaccio. I don't know. I know. But at least, I mean, Jalen Carter was still wrong, but in defense of Jalen Carter, at least he hadn't bit 3 people. 4 minutes in, out for a goal kick. Wales has 70% possession. Ooh. Well, that ain't too surprising. Five minutes in, Canada trying to chase the ball. They don't completely press it away. Wales wearing their red, Canada wearing white. Wales is the home team, so. And Wales classically wears red. Oh, Jesse's already getting pissed. Jesse Marsh was like, that was all ball. What about in the box? Jesse Marsh is already getting pissed. I think that's an obvious answer. I think that's a pretty obvious answer what that would be, but I don't know if you should be inspired by that. Good. It's out for a throw-in. Toronto, duh. Toronto, duh. Yeah. Why would you want to move to a city with no airport? Why would you? Toronto. Or at least Woodbridge. Maybe the suburbs would be better off. At least Woodbridge. But As long as it's a suburb, I mean, it'll count to me. As long as it's a GTA suburb. Oh, the Broncos got a new stadium. I thought Perna was trolling. Huh. That's actually... Okay. Ball crossed in. Like, I thought he was trolling. I didn't know they were actually getting a new stadium. I'm just glad the Ravens lost the way they did. That was hilarious. Playing forward is Canada. Shot, chipped over. That's out for a goal kick. Saliba tried, but no. Canada's had their moments, but I mean, I've always hated the Ravens' guts. Like, even when Flacco was their quarterback. Like, that Patriots-Ravens rivalry was a real rivalry. I'm glad Randy got to see their comeback. That's nice. Ooh. Well, no, he plays left back, so that doesn't do anything for us. Steven Eustachio playing forward. Uluwache, Buchanan, cross in. We have enough forward players. We have enough strikers and wing players. We have enough of that. So no Tejan Buchanan. Then again, we have Enzo and Caicedo. Shit. Playing forward. Kone shot off the post and out. No. Damn it. Well, damn it. You're right. That's not. Our center backs are not good enough for Chelsea. They're not. Davies, it's either Bayern or Madrid for him, so I won't even hope for it. Man, I wish Tomori was Canadian. We already would have had one. Shit. Or at least he chose Canada. Eustachio. I understand why people did. He was going up against John Cena. I understand why. I'm just glad we got a Sammy John match, even though Brock ruined it. I'm just glad we got to see Sammy and John have a match against each other. And it was a pretty good one until Brock ruined it. I know that was kayfabe, I'm just saying. Shot wide. I'm just saying. But, I mean, if I had to pick a Canadian player to play for Chelsea, I'd pick Eustachio. Honestly, he might... Honestly, I feel like he should play in more than just the cup games, but I think Enzo, honestly, if I had to choose a midfielder he'd be playing over, it would be Caicedo. I think Enzo has to play for Chelsea. Like, I think Enzo... True, but I think Eustachio could push Caicedo to be a starter. I think he could. More likely than Buchanan pushing Neto to be a starter or even the second backup. Shot saved by Dane St. Clair. Enzo should play for Chelsea. There is no question. Enzo has to start, in my opinion. The question is can Eustachio push Caicedo? I think he can. But Cape Verde are one win away from qualifying to the World Cup next year. Yeah, I agree. At least futsal courts, yeah. Like, build as many futsal courts and soccer fields as we can, yeah. That anybody can use. in neighborhoods, especially lower privileged neighborhoods, yes. Like how there are basketball courts that anybody could play on. Yeah. How does Brazil do it? Switch the basketball court for a futsal court. Exactly. If Brazil could do it, we can. That's how they do it. He's probably the youngest, eldest player ever. Knowing how young Chelsea's squad is. Oh, yeah, Eustachio would never go. I mean, the dude's damn near 28. Yeah, he ain't going to Chelsea. Brazil's history is key, yes, but what I'm saying is there's very much opportunity to play football. Like, you look at any corner, there is a football field or a futsal court to play on in Brazil. That's how most of these players get their starts. If you give the opportunity, maybe one of these players get their start. I'm not saying the USA has legends to look up to that are on the level of Romario, Ronaldinho, R9, Neymar. No, there isn't. Even Clint Dempsey. I love Clint Dempsey, but he ain't that guy. Ironically enough, Clint Dempsey would probably be our best case study of lower privileged people getting a chance to come up to international football with the USA. But you know, I'm not exactly talking about the legends. I'm talking about the opportunity. This pay to play hurts the USMNT. It does. There's no grassroots. Richie Larea doesn't even touch him, and that is a yellow card, dog. So, well, there. I might just do it. Not this month, because I think Toronto plays the same day as WrestlePalooza. So even if I wanted to watch it, I couldn't. So do that what you will. But by the time I can watch pay-per-views again during the off season, if YouTube TV doesn't do the authentication thing with ESPN Unlimited, I'm gonna use a VPN and watch on Netflix. Because I think the antivirus we have has a VPN connected to it. So I might just download their VPN app and use it, because I'm not spending $30 a month for 6 pay-per-views a year. You're out of your mind. I already have all the ESPN channels on my freaking TV. Now you could be saying, Ryan, what about the Alcorn Mississippi State game on Saturday? The 1 hour of it you can watch for Toronto plays. On your own time, of course. It sounds like that's just on ESPN Plus, the one I already have. If it isn't, we're still kicking Alcorn's ass, so it doesn't really matter. But that's the only game that'll have that treatment, because we're playing our FCS school week 3. And that's it. So, should be on TV for the rest of the year, state. At the very least, SEC network. So, it works. After that Arizona State game, we're going to be on TV for the rest of the year, besides the Alcorn game. So, it's okay. Or regular TV. It's fine. Either way, though, the only thing that ESPN Unlimited has different, as far as I know so far, is the pay-per-views. No. Okay, if you're talking about sports in general, like playing sports, fair enough. If you're talking about streaming sports, and we're talking about ESPN, no. $30 a month is crazy nutty, especially for just adding on 6 pay-per-views, because I can't watch every one because of the MLS schedule, but either way. Fair enough. Well, their basketball is pretty good, though. Especially recently. 17 minutes in. But I know what you're talking about. I was just being slightly disingenuous to shit on ESPN. $30 a month just to add basically 12 pay-per-views, at least, and then 6 pay-per-views for the way I watch. So, yeah, awesome. You're cool. You're amazing. But if this VPN thing works, I guess I'm not done watching wrestling. I'll just use the VPN and watch it on Netflix. Exactly. But the problem with ESPN is it's all, as far as I know, Unlimited's really just the pay-per-views. At least for my case, because I have every ESPN channel on YouTube TV. I don't need the freaking app to watch ESPN's linear channels. Who gives a shit about a curated sports center for you as well? Who gives a shit about that? But what about Sports Center for you? Well, who cares about that? Like, what are they going to do? Like, Sports Center for me, they don't give a shit about any of the Toronto teams. Like, what clips do they have? Well, they're going to show me his highlights without any, well, just the regular commentary. That's what they're going to do. They never really panned out, but I wouldn't say I was against it. But I understood his thought process. I kind of thought it was wrong at the time. I honestly think it was wrong even more now. And they never even panned out well, except John Brooks. And then, well, Greg Berhalter shit-canned him so unceremoniously. Could have called him Enron. So. With that being said, $19 minutes in. Playing forward is Canada. They're solid right now. They're solid. Ali Ahmed cleared away. Like, for me, MLS has, I mean, the German league is good. So, oh yeah, Bobby Wood. He didn't pan out. Because let's be clear here. Did any of these USMNT Klinsmann German players play for Bayern Munich, or were they ever on Bayern Munich's radar? Were they ever a nose hair away from playing for Bayern Munich? Or even Borussia Dortmund? No. Of course they didn't pan out. Like, yeah, the German league is a good league, but the players that are the best are the ones who are playing for, especially at that time, Munich, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund. That's it. I do. Didn't he play for Houston? Didn't he play for Houston Dynamo? Wasn't he a legend for them? I think Wales does. Let me check. Wales is 31st. Canada's 28. Romania is 48. So Wales has the better ranking of the two. Wales is a better ranking of the two. 31. But Canada's ranked better than both of them. Not that I find FIFA rankings serious, but either way. I find FIFA rankings bullshit, but we're higher ranked than both of them if you want to take anything out of that. Even though we're playing in Wales, so that makes it a little bit tougher, and we have no Eustachio or Crepeau or Davies. But we're hanging on to a draw. We should get pushed up a spot or two. I would think, after these new rankings come out, if you care about that type of stuff. I think Jermaine Jones was solid. I think he was a solid player for his time. Nothing too special, but he was solid. Julian Green, same as most of the other German Klinsmann players. Fell off the face of the earth. Like, it was a flawed system. These Klinsmann Americans did not ever end up with Dortmund or Bayern, even on their radar or a nose hair away from going there. Of course it didn't pan out. I'm not saying the German league is shit. In practice, it's an okay idea to take the German diaspora of American players from, because of military imperialistic pig dog tactics, or military or American military who lived in Germany, so they got to play in Germany because they had a German passport and played in America, or were born in America, or born on American military soil, but had a German passport because they were born in Germany. They got to play in Germany. Or imperialistic pig dog tactics, either way you want to put it. I mean, it was a smart plan. And Klinsmann is German, so there's your answer right there. He wanted to benefit his nation, but also benefit the nation he worked for. And he knew, hey, there's a lot of American Germans who play in the Bundesliga. This is a genius idea. It never panned out because these Americans never played for the big two clubs. But at least it's a smarter idea than being like, oh, our whole squad should be European players. No! Are you telling me that the Eredivisie is better than MLS? Like, that much better? No. Are you telling me that freaking Scotland is better than the MLS? No. Okay, if they play for the Prem, cool. If they play in the Prem, in most cases, yeah, they should be on the squad. They shouldn't have a locked-on starting place, but they should be in the squad. Fair. La Liga, fair. The big two in Germany, fair. Unless you're Gio Reyna for some reason. If he earns his place, yes. While he's playing at Mönchengladbach, yes, he could come back. But Gio Reyna played at one of the two big clubs. That didn't end well. So it doesn't even matter, really. I think Gio Reyna had a European passport because of his dad, but wasn't exactly a German passport. Either way. I mean, hell, he played at one of the two big teams when Bayern or when Dortmund kind of took a backslide. But I don't know if that was more of a Gio problem or more of a Dortmund problem. I don't know. Especially Pochettino. He doesn't like Gio Reyna. I mean, Gio Reyna's got a high ceiling, though. And whenever he played for the USA, he did his job. He may not have done his job on club team, but when he played for the USA, he did his job. So it's kind of harsh how Poches treat him, but fair. Where are we? Oh, yeah. If an MLS player deserves to be on the American squad or the Canada squad, because, well, at least Canada's never had this hair up their ass of like, oh, all of our players should play in Europe. Like, it'd be preferable if they go to a good league. But if not, play in MLS. And look at our squad. It's doing better than the USA. Shot! Wide. Damn, Buchanan really could have tapped that in. But seriously, look at Canada. See, the USA is starting to get it under Poch. I'm not saying it's going well, but they're starting to get it. They're starting to get it. Canada's squad has European players on it. playing in the big leagues. Uluache now playing in La Liga for Villarreal. You have Davies playing for Bayern. You have players playing in England. I'll allow the championship. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. But they also have MLS players who are good to play on the squad. They have a Portuguese league, Eustáquio, who should probably be playing somewhere else. But fair enough. Yes, he is. He should be on their squad. Exactly. I will say, though, I feel like the English Championship is better than some of these other leagues. I would say overall, I actually believe the English Championship is better than Ligue 1. You could arguably say that the English Championship is actually one of the big 5 European leagues. If you really wanted to go there. I'm surprised I'm saying it, but it's true. The English Championship legitimately is, in my opinion, a big 5 league. It is. If by brutal you mean more games and how tough the play is there and how physical it is, yes, it's brutal. If you talk about the quality, you're wrong. The physicality in the games, yes, brutal. The number of games, physicality in the schedule, yeah, brutal. The quality's there. But yeah, it's a tough league for sure. But I'll give respect to the championship. 29th minute. And honestly, I mean, I've seen some championship games that are more entertaining than some Prem games. So, do that what you will. 29th minute, 0-0. Like, if a USA or Canadian player is in the championship, I think that's a respectable place to be for them. Again, be on the squad. You don't get a locked-in starting spot, but you're in the squad. Earn your starting spot. But I would hope so, but I would hope so. Playing forward is Canada. Cross in, cleared away. I feel like the USA is about to absolutely just throw away one of the best chances they've ever had to do something amazing. You know, it's not going to be pretty. Like, it's not going to be pretty. Ligue 1. Like, I think the Portuguese league is pretty good. Okay? Ligue 1. I honestly think the Eredivisie is better than the French league. The French league legitimately is PSG and maybe somebody else every so often. Like, really, though. In my opinion, like, sometimes you'll get Marseille, sometimes you'll get Lille, sometimes you'll get Montpellier, sometimes you'll get another team, Lyon, that isn't PSG challenging and maybe even winning. And that's even rarer than challenging. Like what? Didn't Monaco won once? Monaco won once. Lille won once. You may get a challenger, an outside challenger that really doesn't go well, but on the balance of competitiveness, yes. Like, you may have one semi-challenger and that 1 year in a freaking decade where you have a different winner that isn't PSG. The Eredivisie is more competitive. I feel like that's a better place to be, especially if you're a North American player going to Europe. At a competitive league that gets into the Champions League and plays those types of games. Playing for Brest or Lille, especially their current situation, or Nantes or Saint-Etienne or Stade Rennais, it's not the same as playing in the Eredivisie. I don't think. Exactly. That's my point. At least a mid-table German team would humiliate a mid-table French team. Hell, maybe even top 4 French team. Or at least beat them. I don't know about humiliate, but at least beat them. Like, you give me Heidenheim from 2023 versus Lille. I take my chances with Heidenheim. You give me Stuttgart, current Stuttgart versus a mid-table French team. Yeah. You give me Hamburg. They got back to at least mid-table. Union Berlin. You give me Union Berlin. Okay. Fair. Exactly. Oh, yeah, Leipzig did have a horrible season last year. They did. But agreed. I don't like praising Red Bull, but I agree. Well, in your last F1 review, you were praising Max Verstappen. Did you not see the Italian Grand Prix? It's hard not to. Besides, I'm just coping by the fact maybe you'll drive a Ferrari in 2 years. The longer he doesn't go to Merc, the more likely he might go to Ferrari, you know? He might just be Seb Vettel 2.0, but Seb was never Max. He was never. Yeah, Seb may have won 4 World Drivers titles, but he was never Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is one of the GOATs already. There's no way he wouldn't win with Ferrari, right? Right? Am I coping? Am I huffing copium or I don't know. Free kick the other way for Wales. 35 minutes in. I mean, I prefer Las Vegas. When it comes to F1 Grand Prix, I prefer Vegas. When it comes to football, I'll pick Vegas. Probably more likely I'd root for AS Monaco than say their Grand Prix is better, but you know, whatever. Playing 4, 0-0, settle. Buchanan gets a yellow card. Have you been to Vegas? No. No, I have not. 37th minute, 0-0. 3 yellow cards, 4 yellow cards already. Holy shite. Rough game. 37th minute. Play for Canada has it. "37 minutes of football being played, and Canada has a draw so far. You'll take it. Is Liga MX better than some Euro small market leagues? I mean, if MLS is, then technically Liga MX is as well, yes. Like, I can't sit here and say MLS is better than some small market European leagues, and then in the same breath say Liga MX is not. They're right next to each other. Like, Liga MX and MLS are tied, basically. So if one's better than small market leagues, the other is. Playing forward, 38th minute. So that's just my opinion. Cross in, cleared away. Canada has it, pushes it. It's out for a corner for Canada, 39th minute. Close enough by the time this comes in. 0-0, 0-0. Corner for Ali Ahmed to take. Cross in. Shot over the bar, but still alive. That'll be cleared away by Wales. Canada's getting close. It's not like they're totally out of it. Playing forward. Spins. Kone. Buchanan. It's cleared. Free kick for Canada. Canada's gotten close. I mean, DeFugero kicked it off the crossbar. Oh, that's tight. That's slightly, I would say. It's a lot closer than you think, but I'd say they're similar levels. I think they're all 4 bunched up together, in my opinion. 40th minute. Free kick for Canada. Speaking of Pumas, Pumas tried to get Lorenzo Insigne. No joke. I'm glad they didn't. That would have been sad. Derek Cornelius to take the free kick. 0-0, 41st minute. I'm watching a third-party stream. I'm glad, but don't spoil me. Free kick for Canada. Let's see how it goes in. Cornelius shot. Golazo. Goal. Derek Cornelius. 1-0 Canada. And honestly, you could argue they've deserved that. Honestly, you could argue that they've deserved that. Derek Cornelius with a beautiful free kick goal. Top bins. Lovely, lovely, lovely. He's good at free kicks, though. Seriously. They should take that to the half. I forgot. Never knew he was that good at free kicks. Me either. What a goal. What a goal. 42nd minute. They should have the lead at the half, Canada. 0-1, Cero uno. You love to see it. That should be a lead at the half. No. Let's see if he's on the bench. I know they moved some players out. No, he's not even on the bench. No. I don't even think he got called up, actually, to this roster. Sadly enough, I don't think he did. He didn't play the last game. He might have been on the bench, but I don't. Hold on. Canada roster for the Wales, Romania series. Where is it? Playing forward, 43rd minute. Oh, there it is. He was on the roster for the first game, but he did not play, no. And now he's not even on the bench. So there you go. I mean, he's barely played for Nashville. He's a talented tennis player. If he didn't play tennis, I think he could have been a center back if he didn't play tennis, but he plays tennis. As you wanted to complain about opportunities for sport in North America, there's one of them, I guess. Felix plays tennis. Yeah, I mean, he's tall enough. He chose tennis. I mean, you got to have a lot of stamina to play tennis. Also, the way you move, going more laterally, you know. Yeah, no, he could have been a center back. The stamina, the height. Header, played back. That's a free kick for Canada. Yeah, I mean, he could have. I mean, lateral movement, the height, the stamina. Yeah, he could have, actually, if you think about it. Yeah. If you think about it, it makes sense. Same height as Van Dijk. Well, there you go. And when you play tennis, you have a lot of lateral movement. Explosive lateral movement. 2 minutes of stoppage time. What does the USMNT need? A manager who actually gives a shit about the project. Maybe Brian Schmetzer. Give him 3 months. Let's see what he does. I saw Italy won. I saw Israel disrespected Italy, the players, and the anthem of Italy. I saw it got chippy, and that Italy didn't back down. Respect to Italy. I'm glad they won. Respect to Italy. Forza Italia. Well, 2 of them were own goals. That didn't help. We won. I don't give a shit that we allowed 4. We scored 5. I don't care. We were on the road. Not that that totally matters, but, you know, 5-goal win or a 5-goal scored win. I don't give a shit we allowed 4. Frankly, they only scored 2 themselves, so that's the way I see it. It's my opinion. If you win, you win. I don't give. Sometimes it's not going to be good on the back end either, but as long as you score more goals, who cares? Sometimes you just got to chalk it up to that. You got the points, you scored the goals, get the hell out of there. Sometimes it ain't going to be pretty defensively. Sometimes you got to score 5 goals to win. Wait, what did Gattuso? What? 47th minute. He legit. Are you kidding? No way. He did not. The world would have been losing their collective marbles if he did that. Cornelius, it's halftime. Canada gets a 1-0 lead at the half. 0-1 tiempo. Like, seriously. Like, at least Elon Musk had the autism excuse. What does Gattuso have? With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going, sit tight. It's 1-0 for Canada. 45 minutes in. They got 45 more to play. Let's hold on to this win, please. Man, if we got 2 wins against Wales and Romania in Europe, oh my. We might be friendly FC, but I'm proud to be friendly FC if that happens. With that being said, sit tight, be back. We're back for the stats for the half. Now, I think Wales and Romania just had an open date. They might. Hold on. Let me check if they are on a 5-team group. Hold on. Let's check if they were in a 5-team group. Yeah, they played. Wales played Kazakhstan. They're in a 5-team group. Okay. Let's check if Romania was in a 5-team group. Yeah, I think they both had an open date. I think both Romania and Wales had an open date, and that was why they were able to play this game. There are these 2 games. And Romania is playing Cyprus as we speak. Yeah, they had an open date as well. Yep. Okay, so both teams had an open date. So, 5-team group. So if they were a 14 group, they would have been playing. But since 5-team, they have their bye week, bye match. So. With that being said, stats the half. We have 62% possession to 38% possession. 1 shot to 7. Okay. 1 shot on goal to 1. 216 accurate passes, 85% to 118, 80%. 7 fouls to 9. 0 corners to 2. 1 shot to 7. 1 shot on goal to 1. 254 pass to 148. 85% pass accuracy to 80. 8 throws to 10. 0 offside to 2. 3 yellows to 2. 0 reds to 0. 0-1 at the half. 0-1 middle tiempo. For me, Canada slightly is the better team. I think they've earned this lead at the half. I think they've defended very solidly at times. I think they've limited the chances Wales can have or have had. I think Canada, against the run of play, have had some very good chances as a team to push the ball forward. I am very happy with the way Canada's played in this match. I think they deserve to have the lead. I think they've earned this lead throughout 45 minutes. I think Wales, honestly, are kind of shocked at how good Canada truly are. I do believe this. Yes, Wales has more possession, but I'm pretty damn happy with this performance if I'm Canada. Very good against the run of play, very solid defense. They're doing exactly what they need to do. And arguably, they should be leading by more. Maybe they should have had a penalty early in the first half, Canada. So, And Kone's shot off the cross or the post that came out, maybe that should have been a goal too. So, I mean, we won the Club World Cup. So, I mean, as things currently stand, with the way they look, Canada World Cup semis. Now, if you said Champions Cup for Toronto, Champions Cup 2027, I would have said Champions Cup 2027. But with the way things stand, World Cup semis for Canada. Maybe you were just asking about 2026. That's what you said, MLS Cup. But I'd prefer a Canada World Cup semifinal run. I'd prefer that. I'd prefer that. I don't think Canada's going to, or Toronto's going to come up to winning the MLS Cup in 1 year as things stand anyway. So I think it's more realistic. Canada goes to a semifinal of the World Cup, honestly. That's how screwed I think they are. Called a pirate, maybe I'm wrong. But, you call it a pirate, maybe I'm wrong. But, about Toronto. But, as of now, it's probably more likely Canada makes a semifinal of the World Cup, actually, if we're being real. We're being real. Oh, yeah. Forge plays Vancouver on September 16th. Next week, we will be live for that one next Tuesday. Man, I hope Forge pulls it off. Yeah, but Marsh coaches Canada, though. Shit, we already had 5 years without playoffs. I could go another 5. I mean, Toronto hasn't made the playoffs 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It's already been 5 years without playoffs. I've done just fine. I'll take another 5 years of no playoffs if Canada doesn't get grouped and embarrassed. I'll take another 5 years without playoffs. There's already been 5. You ass. I say that lovingly and respectfully. It's already been 5. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 5. 5 years without playoffs. It's already been 5 for Toronto. It's crazy, man. They couldn't even bullshit one. If they were, it was going to be last year. But I mean, we're already halfway there. Might as well. We're already there. We're already halfway there. Might as well just go the whole way. If you're saying that 10 years has already begun, if you're saying that 10 years of no playoffs for Toronto has already begun and we're halfway there, yeah, shit, might as well go all the way. Might as well go with 10 years of no playoffs. Hold on. I mean, shit, that's only 2 years more than the first 8 years of no playoffs. I mean, I'm used to it. No, I just think that they wanted to have a clean slate, and Bernardeschi wanted to try to make the World Cup with Italy. So I think they both agreed, hey, let's part ways. I'll chase my dream. You chase your rebuild. It sucks that I have to go, but I might as well, right? I don't exactly think he was a flop signing. Now, Insigne was, but Bernardeschi, that's pushing it. That's pushing it. If it was 2030, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, 15 years, no playoffs, that's pushing it. But yeah, I don't want Canada to get freaking humiliated at home. I hope I'm not making a deal with the devil. Or, even if I am, just call the Pirate. We'll make the playoffs anyway, so. I don't think it really matters, frankly. We might go 15 years without the playoffs if they keep going down the road they're going. Second half, here we go. Excuse me. He's still a free agent. Insigne is still a free agent. He is still a free agent. Here we go. Thank you. Second half, here we go. Canada walking out. Here we go. I've been doing well. Canada to kick off the second half. They have the lead at the half. And we're off. Canada going forward. Richie Larea has the ball. And he picks it. And that goes out for a throw-in. 45 minutes. Oh. Fuck. Oh. If the Blue Jays win the World Series this year, I might take it. I won't lie. If the Blue Jays win the World Series this year, I mean, it took them, what, 21 years to make the playoffs again after 93? Okay. If the Blue Jays win the World Series, but they never make the playoffs for another 30 years and Canada wins the World Cup, shit, I'll take it. If the Blue Jays win the World Series this year, I'll take it. And let's be real, probably 29 years, really, because the lockout's going to take out the whole damn season in 2 years' time. So, I was answering his damn question, his hypothetical. Playing forward. I probably don't have to worry about the Blue Jays missing the playoffs for 30 years. I was just answering his hypothetical. I still want the Blue Jays to win the World Series this year, though, which they can. I mean, they're the number one team in the AL. The Blue Jays are the number one seed in the American League. Corner for Canada. So, I mean, that if that does anything for you, I don't know. I don't know if that does anything for you, but acting like Leicester City won at a similar level before they won the Prem. Okay. Acting like we didn't see Leicester City win the Prem. Header. Brought down. Still Canadian ball. Cornelius, who has the goal, mind you. Sucks that he plays for Rangers, though. Playing through. Header. Sucks that he plays for Rangers, but that was an amazing goal. Chucky Arla. That is kind of crazy, but, you know, fair. I mean, part of my answer is that Toronto, let's be real, Toronto FC, 99% likely are going to miss the playoffs for 15 straight years. Let's be real. If they don't change the shit they're doing and they don't call the pirate, they will miss the playoffs for 15 years. There is no way. There is only one person to save their ass, and that person ain't got a call yet. There's only one person that can save their ass. That person ain't got a call yet. So, They might miss the playoffs for 15 straight years. But until then, I'll call them out on all their bullshit and why they are missing the playoffs. But other than that, the Blue Jays, I mean, it took them 21 years to make the playoffs again after they won in 93. So who's to say? I mean, they could do that again when you added the 30-year Blue Jays don't make the playoffs. That said nothing about the Leafs and the Raptors either. Goal kick for Wales. So, I mean, they won in 93 and missed the playoffs for 21 straight years. If they win the World Series this year, I'm fine with a 30-year no playoff streak. It happened almost already once after a back-to-back. So at least I'll see them win a World Series in my lifetime. That doesn't change anything about this year. Well, knock on wood. They have a possibility for me to see them win a World Series in my lifetime. 10 years ago, they got close. They should have been in the World Series. Hell, even 9 years ago. But this year is the best one of any of those 3 years. They are number one in the American League. They shape up a little bit. Okay. We got a chance. '50th minute, Canada has the ball. Free kick. So, do that what you will. And yes, I'll try to do as many Blue Jays games I can during the playoffs live. And if there are double watch-alongs, deal with it. Header. It's a once in a lifetime, once in a generation thing. And if there are doubles during October to where I'm doing, or even triples, I can't really do a triple, but you know, it's going to be tough. But hell, if I'm being real, I might preempt some stuff for a Blue Jays World Series run, going live and reviewing a Blue Jays World Series run, if I'm being real. Let me see how things play out. It's a once-in-a-generation thing. And honestly, that's just the last 2 generations. The Blue Jays had the 92, 93 back-to-back. When my parents were in their 20s. Now, either way. So yeah, as I said, once in a generation. So, and I had, and maybe, well, they also had 85 when they lost the ALCS to the Royals. I had 2015 and 2016 when they lost those ALCSs. Give me 2025. Cross in. Shot, headed away. Dane St. Clair gets it, 53rd minute. Well, shit, I mean, that was close to happening. I mean, you're basically giving me scenarios that are all already almost happened, you know? Like that almost happened. It's not like, I mean, let's see, 86, 90, okay, 92, 93. Blue Jays won the World Series. 91, 92, 93, 94. Didn't make it. 98 didn't make it. 2002 didn't make it. 2006 didn't make it. 2010 didn't make it. 2014 didn't make it. 2018 didn't make it. 2022 made it. So what? That's 3 more World Cups that we don't make. I'm already used to one of the situations. So you add 3 more World Cups they don't make. Which, I mean, with the way they've expanded the World Cup, that's honestly impossible, but, you know, whatever. And if they expand it even further, that would be just sad. Which, knowing FIFA, they probably will. Like, 10 straight World Cups missed by Canada after the Blue Jays win the World Series post-26. The next 10 World Cups. So from 30 on, especially with the expanded field and maybe even more expanded field, that would just be sad. But look at like what Suriname's doing, Ryan. Who expected that? Yeah, once the big dogs come back to CONCACAF qualifying, you really think? But Canada, this is their golden generation. It could get worse. It always could get worse. So? It was dark. Unattached FC used to be a thing. They barely got good friendlies, if they did even get friendlies. And if they did, it was basically like Appalachian State. They got paid to get their ass kicked. They got paid to travel and get their ass kicked. Trust me. It's much better now. The CSA is actually a functioning organization. Thank you, Kevin Blue. We actually get friendlies, probably because we're hosting a World Cup, but we even got friendlies before 2022 that were solid, except Bahrain, but that was sort of the circumstance of the situation. Either way, and even then, it still gets dark at times. Well, mostly the rise. The true dark ages of Canadian soccer, they're lucky I didn't start this channel back in 2013 when I could have. They're lucky it took me a while. Because, I mean, legally, I could have started a channel in 2013. But I kind of wish I did. Either way. When I started my channel, it was more like, hey, the upswing's beginning, you know? With some bad moments, but still, you know? Man, I only can imagine. Yep. I can only imagine. Well, no. 8-1 would not have been at all. Would not have been a video at all. Um, 8-1 would not have been a video at all. But, hey, if there's ever... No, I would not do that to myself. Cross in. Header saved by St. Clair. I would not do that to myself. Like, if there's ever another pandemic and we have to pull, like, old games out to cover again, I would not watch 8-1 for the content. No, you're out of your mind. Like, even like, well, you know, at least it's better now, you know? No. No. No, I would not. No. No. Like, and I mean, the gimmick would sort of be also sort of like putting myself back in the mentality and the mindset of like, oh, it's actually happening, right? So you kind of have to like be like, oh, I can't say anything about the present because, you know, maybe allude to it, but, you know, I don't know if I want to do that to myself, frankly. Watch 8-1 again for content if we're at a position where there's another pandemic. I don't know. I don't know if I do that. Knock on wood, that never has to happen. Where I have to just watch old games for content. Somebody's going to be like, you should watch 8-1. What? Header. I don't know. Ooh. Ah, shit. Oh. Damn, that's hard. Frankly, I don't think Cena versus JBL would be the match I'd want to go see from one of Cena's early WrestleManias. Like, I know it was his first title. Frankly, if I went back to see a Cena JBL match, it'd be the I Quit match at Judgment Day. Now, that was fire. Their WrestleMania match kind of sucked. The history is what carries it. So, you know, I'll go Canada-Colombia Gold Cup final. I'll go there. Because, I mean, the Cena JBL match kind of sucked. Let's be real. Especially the Mania match. The thing that carries that is the history of him winning his first world title. Or his WWE title. I would rather... If I had to see a JBL John Cena match, it would be the I Quit match at Judgment Day. That was a good match. That would be one worth going to. And the question is, if you're saying me and my current body and current state goes back in time to see that game or that moment, if it's me as 25-year-old, as what I currently am, going back in time in a time machine, seeing those games as what I am currently, yeah, Canada, Colombia. If you're talking about the state I was in at the time, I guess Cena versus JBL, because at least I was 5 years old. At the time. Let's remember when Canada beat Colombia in the Gold Cup final, I was only 2 weeks old. So, like, if you talk about in the state that I was in at the time, we'll go Cena JBL. If we're talking about me as I am now, going back in time to see that match, we'll go Canada Colombia. It depends on how you're asking the question. If it's me as a 25-year-old, as I am now, going back in time, Canada Colombia. If you're talking about I have to go back to the state I was in at the time, it would have to be Cena JBL. It would have to be. It'd have to be. But current age, I think I would do Canada, Colombia, Gold Cup 2000. I think, yeah. Offside on Wales, 62nd minute. Canada's still winning 1-0. You love to see it. $62 minutes. I mean, if I had to go back to see a Cena JBL match, it would be Judgment Day. That I Quit match. That's an amazing match. Better than the WrestleMania match. That's not so weird for John Cena, though. I mean, there's been a lot of WrestleMania rematches later in the year that John Cena has had that have been better than his WrestleMania match. Hell, look at the Cody matches. The WrestleMania match with Cody sucked. The SummerSlam match was awesome. I don't like Cody, but that Cena-Cody SummerSlam match was awesome. That was amazing. That was amazing. Frankly, when it comes down to it, Schaffelberg coming on 2 for Ahmed. Oh, okay. So Fat Mob was wrong. Junior Hoylett on for Jonathan David. Schaff on for Ali Ahmed. Okay. Davies off, or Davies on for Williams. Wales makes 2 subs. I was on the same year, but yeah, I would agree. Like, another one, Bray Wyatt. The Bray Wyatt feud. I mean, WrestleMania 30 was good, but I think their payback match of the 3 was the best. I think Cena and Bray's match at Payback was the best of the 3 matches they had. I mean, WrestleMania was better than Extreme Rules, so it wasn't the worst. But Schaffenberg, did he cut his hair? Okay. 65th minute. Rusev, John Cena. It was Mania, Extreme Rules, Payback as well there as well, yeah. Honestly, their Payback match was the best of the 3. Yeah. Mexico. 66th minute. Let's see. Shawn versus Cena was amazing, but oh wait, I forgot. Cena versus Shawn on Raw in the UK was even better. See, even then, he had a good match at WrestleMania, amazing match at WrestleMania, and still, Oluwaseyi shot over the bar. He couldn't run further because he got caught up, so that was the bad part about that. But yeah, even there, Shawn versus John Cena, Raw in London after WrestleMania. Not exactly the week like the Raw after Mania, but like the London tour after Mania. That Cena versus Shawn match in London was amazing. Better than what they did at Mania. So even then, there you go. Didn't take long either. Triple H and John didn't have a rematch. Rock and Cena didn't have a rematch either year. Their rematch was at Mania. I think 29 was better than 28, but either way, 67th minute, 0-1. I mean, it kind of makes sense when you make it, when you put it together. I mean, you can't have your best match of the feud, the first match of the feud. You got to build it. My opinion, at least. And I think the thing that sucks for John is that most of his feuds at Mania continued past Mania. And in my opinion, you can't have the best match of your feud be the first match of the feud. Then that just completely kills it. Like, you cannot do that. 68th minute. I'm not saying horrible, but you can't have the first match of a feud be the best match of a feud. Simple. You can't. You can't. Psychology-wise, you cannot have the first match of a feud be the best match of a feud. And funnily enough, a lot of John Cena's career, his WrestleMania match was the first match of a feud with somebody, which is weird. And then during Extreme Rules and Payback and those 2 pay-per-views after, he still feuds with him. 68th minute. Which, I mean, if you put it like that, I guess it is fitting that John had a rematch with Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. I wish it was. I bet John wishes it was too, now that things have played out completely, you know? Absolutely. I bet John wishes it was. You know, I bet John wishes that's how it went down. Instead of him and his ex having that mixed tag match and he proposed to her, you know? With the way things played out, I bet he wishes it was AJ versus him at WrestleMania 33. And honestly, I wish it happened too. You didn't have to tell me we should have. Now I'm pissed. You should have just not told me. I didn't even read that. And I was reading dirt sheets daily back then. Unless I just forgot. Either way. I mean, I still read the dirt sheets at times, but Forza Italia. Forza Italia. Frate, Forza Italia. You didn't have to tell me John versus AJ should have been WrestleMania 33. Now I'm pissed. Especially with how things turned out. AJ Shane wasn't bad, though, but just how cringy the fact that mixed tag turned out to be now that they're exes. It's kind of like that's always going to be part of his career that we kind of just have to memory hole. But hey, John's happy now, so I'm happy about that. I think he's better off where he is now. So at least John Cena won the 16th world title at Royal Rumble. What pisses me off the most about no AJ versus John, well, in Canada, it's on One Soccer and TSN. If you're anywhere else, third-party streaming. So there you go. 71st minute, 0-1. Canada leading 1-0, and they're holding on for, I wouldn't say dear life, but they're holding on. Solid defense from Canada. Shot wide. Oh, and it got kept in by Dane St. Clair. He saved the ball before it went out, punk. That doesn't do anything. But again, what pissed me off the most about WrestleMania 33 with the WWE titles, we had that stupid Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton match. That's what pissed me off. That Bray versus Randy match sucked. The feud, honestly, if I'm being real, if we had to go with Bray having the WWE title, like they should have let Luke Harper be in the match with Randy and Bray. I feel like that was, especially now that Luke Brody is passed and Bray, I feel like that would have been, with the way that feud went down, Luke Harper should have been in the WWE title match at WrestleMania. Like the way it did go down, he got screwed. I've always been a fan of Brody, Luke Harper. I've always been a fan of him. He deserved a world title match. And I mean, hindsight's 2020, you know. I mean, it is. But man, it would have been nice. The way that feud was going, it would have made complete sense if they gave Brody a triple threat. But yeah, that's what they should have done. But am I wrong, though? 74th minute. But am I wrong, though? Like, the way they ran that feud, like with Luke Harper getting part of it because Randy left the frickin' here comes Richie or Schaffelberg. Richie got good defending there. How ahead are you? My bad. I was reading the comment and I saw it. Either way, 74th minute. You know, for me, the way they ran that feud, Luke Harper should have been triple threat WWE title match. I think it would have been better that way too. Save, because the one-on-one Randy Bray match sucked. '75th minute. And I think, and if I remember correctly, I feel like a lot of people were getting behind Luke Harper at the time. Theo Baron for Tenny Oluwaseyi. Okay. And if I remember correctly, I feel like a lot of people were getting behind Luke Harper at the time, like sort of a mini Kofi Mania, yes movement type thing. Nelson on for Tajon and Schwanier on for Ishmael Kone. Oh, no. Oh, no. Kone's getting pulled after 75 minutes. Let's see if he starts a fight on the bench again. Kone thought he'd get 90 minutes. Kone thought he'd get 90 minutes without Eustachio playing. He still doesn't get 90 minutes. Oh, Lord. Brother Nero has to be 76th minute. Honestly, no, I'm going to go there. Brother Nero was the best Jeff Hardy gimmick. '76th minute. Yes. I mean, they did just a couple of months ago. Either way, nothing's gotten better. 77th minute. Okay, Kone's a bit calmer. Bear doesn't get to the ball. Yeah, he just sat down. Good. But yeah, no, Brother Nero is the best Jeff Hardy character. Just like Broken Matt's the best Matt Hardy. That was the Mexico A-team, though. And the USA A-team ain't much better. So maybe a little bit of a closer game, but Mexico would still win. 77th minute. Still was the Mexico A-team, though, which is what matters. And the USA A-team ain't much better than the B team. So Pochettino's still a damn fraud. Do that what you will. But if I'm being real, 78th minute. If I'm being real, the Broken Hardys was the best gimmick the Hardys ever had. I'm not saying version 1 Matt sucked. I like version 1 Matt. I like No More Words Jeff Hardy, but the Broken Hardys were amazing. Like, that was their best gimmick. And I still have a whole lot of respect for the original Hardy gimmicks and all that. And you know how you want to know that. Away home. I have a Hardy Boys original gimmick t-shirt, so I have a respect for that gimmick. But the Broken Hardys, best gimmick they had. either of them. '79th minute. Honestly, yes. 11 minutes plus stoppage time. Did they play the Broken Hardys in WWE? I feel like I know Matt played the Broken Matt character. I know he did. '80th minute. I know it was Woken instead. I know, but it's Broken Matt. I don't give a crap if they change the name. I don't care. It was the same thing. I still call Jon Moxley Dean Ambrose. So, it's not like he's playing a different gimmick. Like, let's be real. In AEW, Dean's not playing a different gimmick. He's just more serious. It's still Dean Ambrose. Jon Moxley's the nut job who got a freaking saw put across his head. There's a difference. He has to be called Jon Moxley because illegal, but let's be real. AEW is not Jon Moxley. It's just a more serious Dean Ambrose. There's a difference. Have you not watched CZW? Jon Moxley took a saw to the head. That is not Jon Moxley, is my point. Yeah, WWE had to call Broken Matt Woken Matt. It's still Broken Matt Hardy. Just because you say something different doesn't mean it's... The only thing different about Dean in AEW is he's more serious. That's it. If he took a saw to the head, then I'd call him Jon Moxley. But just because he has to call himself Jon Moxley in AEW doesn't mean he's Jon Moxley, is my point. I know Jon Moxley. I've seen his CZW matches. That's Jon Moxley. Taking a saw to the forehead is Jon Moxley. He's just playing a more serious Dean Ambrose. I know the difference. Well, sadly for you, Brennan Johnson hasn't played. Sadly for you, he hasn't played at all. He ain't even on the bench as far as what Fought Mob's saying, but he ain't played. 7 minutes to go. Favorite thing about Broken Matt? That Matt Hardy basically created cinematic matches. If we're being real, the fact that Broken Matt basically created cinematic matches before COVID was even a thing saved. Like, legitimately, if we're being real, Broken Matt laid the groundwork for what saved the wrestling business during COVID. Because some of the best matches in 2020 were cinematic matches. Who created the idea of a cinematic match? Broken Matt. Because I ain't never seen a cinematic match until Broken Matt had the final deletion. He created it. He honestly saved wrestling in 2020 without even knowing it at the time. And in the end, he did. Boom. So ironically enough, I mean, I love his promos. I love the gimmick as it is. But let's give the Broken Matt gimmick its due. What it did was set the groundwork for what saved wrestling in 2020 during the pandemic. Cinematic matches. Because he's the guy who started those and created the idea. Because unless I'm mistaken, nobody had cinematic matches until he did with that gimmick. So, but it's better than a freaking empty arena. Like, I would rather have a cinematic match that looks too fake than an empty arena. Which makes sense why the cinematic matches were the best ones that year, especially the first half of the year. Honestly, same. And you can't disagree. Like, yeah, they look fake. What, you're telling me movies look real? Is that what you're telling me? Cinematic. It's based off of how you film a movie. Am I right? That's exactly what it sounds like. Do you think movies look real? Dummy! See, this is my problem. It's like, hey, superhero movies are fake too, dummy! But you love watching those. Dummy! But you're telling me I'm wrong for watching fake wrestling. Dude, wrestling, it might be scripted, but it ain't fake. You're more likely to get hurt taking a bump in the ring than doing a freaking stunt for a superhero movie, you dummy. Do you realize how much these guys and girls get hurt to take these bumps for, well, less than 350 days a year or 320 days a year? Now it's less, thank God, but they still take a lot of bumps. They're putting their bodies on the line. So yeah, what if it's scripted? You can't fake a slam. You maybe could fake a punch. Depends on how heavy you want to lay it in. You can fake a kick. You can't fake a slam. You can't fake a bump. You got to know how to fall, but you can't fake a bump. Shit could still go wrong. So the show's scripted. So what? They're still athletes. I'll still say, even though the show is scripted, wrestling is more real than a damn movie. It's very... I'll say wrestling is more real than movies. And I'll say that with a straight face. Yeah, wrestling is scripted. You know the outcome. And they're not exactly really fighting. But you can't fake a slam. So you can fake a punch. You still have to take a bump. You still have to know how to fall. There's still high-risk stuff you could do that could hurt you. Hell, even easy shit can hurt you. Canada has the ball. Ball crossed in. So far, still 1-0, 88th minute. Free kick for Wales. So, I don't like this, like, some comic book jackass who wants to watch the Avengers. Watch the Avengers be like, oh, wrestling's fake. How about you walk into a ring, you jackass? Let's see you take a bump. By the way, 100% live. Now let's see you take a bump. Idiot. So the show's scripted. So what? You know who's going to win. So what? The show's live. Exactly. Wrestling's more like a play. Just a very physical play. It's like the way I like to put it. Just because you know what the answer is doesn't mean when you have the problem, you're working out the long word problem, something can't go wrong. Just because you know the answer, that's how I'll put it. Just because you know the answer. '90th minute. Shot wide. Goal kick for Canada with getting straight to stoppage time. Sammy. Easy. Sammy. I don't know. Maybe I have no idea. Maybe she just has a lower voice. Maybe her age. I mean, she was already older, but she's older now. Maybe her voice got lower with age. Maybe she took some steroids to get into ring shape. Well, I don't think Punk would. I don't know. I would guess probably more age and more of an age thing, I would guess, in my opinion. But could have been a certain thing she took to get into ring shape. A supplement. I wouldn't say a drug, but a supplement. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Probably could have been a supplement she took. I don't know. Could have been her age. Her hormones with age. I don't know. She could be sick. I don't know. Maybe she has a freaking cold. Allergies. I don't know. I'd rather see him get packed up than win. So, probably because when you're a face, you get packed up till you stand tall, especially with the type of face he is. I mean, John Cena got packed up heavily as a face. Until the final 3 minutes of a match. Why'd the 5 moves of doom become a thing? Because John Cena got his shit rocked for 20 minutes of the match. The final 3 minutes, he hits the 5 moves of doom and wins. Peak Super Cena. That's why it was a thing. It's kind of the way wrestling works. If you're a face who's a superhero face who bounces back and stands for all the good in the world, even if you're totally a freaking sheep, a wolf in sheep's clothing, like Cody, you're going to get packed up until you win. Ain't going to be much. It's kind of like how the psychology of wrestling works. Corner for Wales. Last minute of the game. Wilson crosses it. Header. 40 seconds. Don't let this one up, Canada. That would just totally suck. Don't you dare. 30 seconds. Canada deserves this win. You realize Dusty got packed up pretty heavily in his career, too, as a face. Do you realize that, right? 8 seconds. '93rd minute. When they called the full-time whistle, Canada would have won. Free kick the other way for Wales. 93rd minute. 0-1. Settle uno. Full-time, baby. Call full-time. Advantage played. Full-time! Canada beats Wales. 0-1. Derek Cornelius with a free kick goal near halftime. And Canada beats Wales 0-1. 0-1 esta noche. 2 clean sheets. 2 wins in Europe against teams we were ranked higher than, but very close to us. We beat 2 European teams. And that's the end of the September window for Canada. 2 tough wins. We may be friendly FC, but who cares? We won. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlists. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for the review of this game. And I'll see you at 6:30 for the double for the USA, Japan, and Trinidad, Jamaica games. Double live, double review for that. But review for this game within the hour. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See ya.